Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, November 17th, and today we will give some estimates for Group D. So Group D, as you know, has Misty, so it's kind of the most anticipated, declaration of them all because, obviously, each group kind of has they're one of the best funds available in YieldMax. However, Group D has Misty, and Misty kind of just outshines everyone. And they have a couple other good ones too, like AMZY, APLY, SMCY was building up to be a good one until the company took a crap. But either way, Group D is it, man. It is. All right. So anyway, here's their calendar. Here's the distribution schedule. If you're curious, the declaration date is actually November 20th of this week, so you can stay tuned till then. Obviously, YieldMax will declare it early that morning, and then you'll have the entire day to buy into the fund. If you decide to buy into the fund because of what they declare. Again, they do give you the time for that. And then the following day, November 21st, will be ex-dividend date, followed by payment date, which is the 22nd. And this should be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as always. The only difference will be the following week with Group A because Thanksgiving falls in that week. So since it's a holiday, obviously ex-dividend date will have to be skipped. Ex-dividend date will then be the Friday, and then payment date will be the Monday. At least that's what it looks like. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but that's the probably only change since they launched, right? Because it's been Wednesday, Thursday, Friday since. All right, so anyway, let's get to the estimates of Group D. All right, so what do you guys think about me doing the estimates while recording? Meaning I'll just, because I don't, there's no really madness or not much involved with giving the estimate, so I could probably just do it during the video. I'm not sure if that's of any interest, or you guys probably don't want to waste any more time than what I am, but anyway, if we look at APLY last week, they paid 34 cents. Week before that, they paid 45. And for the month or for the 4-week cycle, it actually went down 19 cents in price. So it's at 17.56. So that being said, I'm going to say they're going to pay 31 cents, which comes to a 22.95% yield. Their current 30-day IV is 20%, so it's slightly above that. So again, that's my thinking behind it. All right, next is AMZY. AMZY paid 76 cents last month, and then they paid 65 the month before. They actually had a pretty decent month. They did move up $1.37, which is good. So I'm going to give them a guesstimate of 68 cents. To be honest, I had them in the 70-cent range. And I thought to myself, maybe not, because 68 cents is still a 44% yield. And you have to keep in mind, their IV is not that high. It's only 27%. So they're not, them even paying 44% is generous. The only reason I'm giving them that is because I see they did go up $1.37. I mean, they were at $20 the other day. Looks like they closed at $19.98 for the Friday. And everyone gets confused on the 1031 at the top, but real quick, that's a frozen pane, right? I froze the rows at the top. But keep in mind the price next to the today price is actually the 1024 price, if that helps. I know I probably need to fix that at some point, but who cares, right? All right, moving on. So AMZY, 68 cents. Disso paid 51 cents last month, 46 cents the month before that, and they had a good month. They had a really good month. They went up $2.07, so I'm going to give them a little boost because of that. I'm going to give them a 55-cent distribution, which would be a 39% yield. Their IV is 23%, so yeah, this could be a little generous, to be honest. Let's look at their historical payments. Yeah, they've paid in the 70-cent range before. Let's look at what they closed at. They closed at 1807. So to be honest, 55 cents should be pretty affordable. I'll keep it where it's at. Again, 39% yield. All right, SMCY. They paid $1.02 last month. They paid $1.27 the month before. They like to pay, man. Well, because they're, kind of volatile, right? 40% IV. They're usually more volatile than that, to be honest. And they actually had a really good month. They went up $2.47. So I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna assume they're gonna pay over $1 again. I did put $1.25. That's probably, now that I'm looking at it again, a little generous. I'm looking at $1.02, then $1.27. You know what? Let's get it like right in between. Let's give them like $1.15. 15. What do you think? That would be a 73% yield. Their IV is 40%. See, Squee, they're all over the place. This one's like honestly a little too much, a little too hard to guess. But I want to keep them over $1, so we'll just keep it at $1.15, which would be a 73% yield. All right, let's take a look at AIYY. AIYY, I don't know, man. This fund kind of stinks. But last month they paid 72 cents, which was pretty high, because the 2 months prior they paid 36 and then 35. Let's see how they did this month. They did go up by 13 cents, which, obviously that's not helping my decision. So what do? I'm just going to assume they'll pay close to the IV. So I'll look at the prior payments and then I'll look at the IV, and I gave them a 51-cent guesstimate, which would put them at a 75% guesstimate yield in column AU. And that's obviously 1% away from their 30-day IV. So that's my thinking on that. All right, the long-awaited Misty. What the heck are they going to pay, right? Who the hell knows? They paid $4.19 last month, all right? So they did really good. But guess what? They did really good again. How much did they actually go up? Let's see, $8.31. Obviously, if I use that number, it's going to be a little ridiculous. So luckily, I do track Misty on the daily, as you guys know. So these are their numbers. They have synthetic income of $376 million. If you take out the losses on the short call income, that's $226 mil of net income. And you divide that by the outstanding shares, we're looking at $7.97 income per share. All right. So if they paid out $7.97, obviously that's all the money that they made. However, they're probably going to hold some back, and they're not going to pay that full amount. So let's go back to the spreadsheet and see what they're going to pay, right? I think, and I'm going back to historical data too, because remember, the most they ever paid was always $4 range. 1 month they paid $4.12. That was their first distribution. Last month they paid $4.19. That was their highest distribution. I just don't think they're going to cross over that $5 mark. I think they'll stay in the $4 range, because they don't need to go into $5, to be honest. It would be wise of them to hold back some income from this distribution for future months, right? And people would be more than happy with a $4 distribution. So that's why I'm going to give them not only $4, but the highest distribution of $4.40, which would give them a guesstimate yield of 161%. Is that high? Yeah, it's high. I mean, but look at their IV, man. It's 128%. So it's actually kind of close. But they made so much damn income this month that to me, I'm just like set. They're definitely going to pay $4. If they pay $5, I'll be shocked, to be honest. But I just think it's in the mid $4 range. You guys tell me. But again, 440 is the guesstimate. We'll see what happens, though. All right, so SMCY, this is a tough one, man. It's really hard to predict. They only had one distribution. They paid $5.35, but that's before, everything took a dump. As you can see, since the last ex-dividend date, they were $50.85 fund. They are now down to $22. It's very unfortunate, especially for the people that actually own this fund, because that's a big hit to take, man. They went down 56%. That is highly unusual. But SMCY, this is the risk. We talked about this in one of the last videos. You invest in a covered call ETF. The risk is not only doing options on it. The risk is owning an individual underlying stock. We move with just the individual underlying. SMCY is the risk. And sure enough, that risk killed us, right? They screwed up their financials. They're still screwed up. We saw some shed of light on Friday, right? They said they're doing something. I don't even know what the hell they said, but they made the stock go up. But maybe there's a sign of light. I don't know. But right now, as we stand, I can't really. I don't know. I can't give them much. I know 315. I'm saying it's not much, but if you look at where the price was, I have to also keep in mind when they sold covered calls on the way down, they probably won every single play, right? Which is good. However, they went down way too fast. So if I look at their implied volatility is 217%. So I'm keeping in mind, it was not always that high. It gradually got higher and higher as, the fund continued to be super volatile and everyone essentially sold out of it. So honestly, this is a tough one and I'm probably going to be way off, but I'm going to give a guesstimate yield of $3.15. That would produce a 186% yield, which is below their 30-day IV. And how much money did they make? Again, they didn't make money. They lost a lot of money. Should they even pay a distribution? Probably not. $3.15, in fact, will push them down to under $20. So looking at that alone, I should probably reduce my amount. But again, you got to keep in mind that they were doing options from 50 all the way down on a higher amount. So they're probably making good money, right? So I'm going to give them 315, and that's that. We'll see what happens. Again, when a fund drops that much, this is where it gets really hard. All right, the next one, again, inverse QQQ. Who would short the QQQ? I don't know. Apparently people want to. But they've only paid 2 payments. They paid 42 cents and they paid 35 cents. So I'm going to kind of go in line with that only because they didn't do well this month either. They went down 20 cents. So I'm going to give them a 34-cent distribution guesstimate, which is a 24% yield, and their implied volatility is 18%, at least at this time. So we'll see how things go, though. All right, so real quick, too, I want to talk about what each fund recovered for the month. So what we do is we have a recovery rate, for example. If we look at AMZY, for example, right? What did they pay the prior month? They paid 76 cents, right? So how much of that did they recover from the ex-dividend date, which was 10/31, up until now, which was the past Friday? They recovered $1.37, and obviously $1.37 via the formula. You take AZ divided by AO. Yep, good. It's updated. That's not only 100% recovery, that's a 179% recovery. So AMZY recovered what they paid on the last distribution and then some. Now, right up above, we skipped APLY because it's not a great example because they lost 19 cents. So that's why they're showing a negative recovery rate. Anything in the pink, that's bad. But APLY, again, APLY's been around a long time. They launched a long time ago. They're still staying strong. They're not 20, but there's, high 17s. That's not bad. All right. But then at the same time, it's not like their distribution's that impressive, but people like it as more of a safety play. Because obviously, again, you're investing in the underlying. The underlying is Apple. Obviously, Apple, you feel a little safer about Apple than some of these others. All right, so again, APLY, negative 55% recovery rate. AMZY, 179% recovery rate. DISO, again, really good month, 207. They recovered 4 times over, so that's a 402% recovery rate. SQY, 247, so they recovered 2 times over. 242% recovery rate, so they had a good month. AIYY, they got 13 cents, which ain't much, so that's only a 17% recovery rate. Misty, obviously they did well, but they recovered 831, almost 2 times over their prior distribution. That's a 197% recovery rate. SMCY, I mean, what more can you say? Negative 538%. Not good, man. Not good. Last but not least, the inverse Qs, YQQQ, negative 56% recovery rate. Okay? So that's tough, but what can you do? Anyway, moving on. So we did the guesstimate for all of these funds. So with the guesstimate produces a guesstimate yield, and that is column BE. My guesstimate yield is 70% average. So if I take that average and I use that to predict YMAX and YMAG, again, this would be the estimate, not for this coming week, the week after, okay? I would get a YMAX estimate of 23 cents and a YMAG estimate of 14 cents. So you're wondering probably why is YMAG so low? Again, APLY's kind of a low payer and AMZY's not that too impressive either. So again, you're not getting too much out of them. So that's why. And then YMAX, obviously a little, little juicy because of, they do have Misty. Obviously, Misty helps. So yeah, there's that. Now, if you want the YMAX and YMAG estimate for next week, we can go back to what Group C paid this past week. That was an overall yield of 77%, which I'm showing YMAX payment would be about 25 cents. Although they've been paying lower, it seems, than what my estimate comes out to. So maybe expect 22, 23. And then YMAG 8 cents because, again, their solo fund MSFO is just hanging out all by myself. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to the other recovery rates if you want to see how they're doing. So we talked about, obviously Group D. Let's go back to Group A, all right? So Group A, obviously with Tesla, how are they recovering since 10/31? That was their prior ex-dividend date. Up till now, Tesla has recovered almost 4 times over, 399% recovery rate for Tesla. So obviously success. OARC, 44 cents. That's actually a 156% recovery rate. So Tesla and OARC, check. GUI, not so much, negative 33 cents gain. They're actually at 14 bucks. Yuck. So their recovery rate is at negative 87%. Zomo recovered 37 cents, so that's a 109% recovery rate. Good job. Ybit, they recovered $1.97, so that's a 293% recovery rate. That's awesome. But again, crypto bull run. SNOY, they recovered 91 cents. That's a 162% recovery rate. Not bad. TSMY, negative 71 cents, so not that great. So they're negative 79% recovery rate. And Crash, as usual, doing shitty. They're down to 50, negative 556% recovery rate. Thank God these inverse funds are not in YMAX, or else I'd be out. All right, let's take a look at Group B. It's not looking so green. It's looking pretty red, to be honest. Group B, their ex-dividend date was November 7th, so we track from November 7th up until now, which was the Friday close. NVIDIA, negative 48 cents, negative 46% recovery rate. Phoebe, negative 58 cents, that's a negative 69% recovery rate. JPMO did go up 17 cents, though, so they have recovered at least 48% of their prior distribution, so that's good. Murni, as usual, sucks. They lost 211. They're under $5 now, so the reverse split is just, I'm sure it's looming, it's going to happen. Negative 525% recovery rate. GDXY, they're down $1.36, negative 280% recovery rate. Babo, hey Babo, come on Babo, you could do better than this. They're down $1.84. It's weak sauce, man. Negative 222% recovery rate. All right, what about Platy? Platy had a really good month, man. They went up 774, so obviously they've recovered, and then some. That's a 351% recovery rate. So congrats to those who bought Platy. That's the Palantir fund, of course. And then last but not least, since NVIDIA didn't do well, DIPS actually did okay. They did go up 34 cents. That's a 55% recovery rate, so half, a little more than half. All right, so last we'll do Group C recovery rate. They declared last week, so obviously a little more recently. So their ex-dividend date would be the Thursday, which was November 14th. So we'll track from Thursday and Friday. So this is only 2 days worth, but for the hell of it, let's see what they did. Nefli did go down 18 cents, so not a good start, negative 22% recovery rate. Coney had a really good, I think it was it the Friday? But either way, they went up 48 cents, 43% recovery rate. MSFO, negative 40 cents. So that's a negative 78% recovery rate. AMDY, unfortunately, negative 38 cents, negative 41% recovery rate. All right. And then the negatives continue. PP, negative 20. ABNY, negative 10. Fiat, negative 31. ULTI, negative 28. So none of these have, their recovery rates anywhere from 18 to 33% negative, right? So they're all negative. But again, it's only been 2 days, so it's kind of tough to even worry about that at this very moment. But we cover what we cover, right? And I think we talked about this on the prior video, but we go to house money since Group C did declare, Group C did pay. We know Coney was at 117%. They've been over 100% house money. And what does house money mean? All right, these funds, they launched at a certain price. So I have the launch price right here. Obviously, Coney launched at 2031, and they paid out more than that. So since they paid out more than that from inception, their house money percentage is over 100%, right? And what does house money mean? You're basically playing with the house's money, right? If you go to a casino and you won back your money, right? You won double, you make double your money. Anything you use after that is house money. Any winnings after that, whatever you use, house money, baby. So obviously, yeah, you got your original investment back, right? And then, so from here, we consider it house money. I know it's not the same, guys. I get it, but I think it's just fun to call it house money. All right, whatever. Nefli, 52% house money. So they're getting there. AMDY, 62%. They're getting there as well. ULTI, 46%. Well, PP's 46% too. So they're getting there too. But slowly but surely, in due time. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. That's the update. I don't really have anything else for you guys. Yeah, there's new funds maybe going to come out. I know the 12% funds are kind of the ones coming out at this very moment. So there's no new covered call ETFs. I did check YMAX holdings, and I did not see Platy added into YMAX yet. So they're still not part of this overall yield distribution. But I'll keep that in mind because, again, for YMAX to add a fund, first they have to make a payment, which Platy did. They made a payment. And then next step is the next allocation. It'll be picked up. So the reallocation, I should say. So I haven't seen a reallocation yet. So we'll see how that goes. All right, what else we got? Well, nothing, man. I think I covered the other crap in the other video. So I'll just do a recap real quick on my guesstimates for those of you that may have tuned in late to the premiere. So here are the guesstimates. Again, Group D is declaring Wednesday this week. My guesstimates for APLY, 31 cents, 22% yield. AMZY, 68 cents, 44% yield. DISO, 55 cents, 39% yield. SQY, $1.15, 73% yield. AIYY, 51 cents, 75% yield. Misty, 440, 161% yield. SMCY, 315, 186% yield. And then YQQQ, 34 cents, 24% yield. So those are my guesstimates for the week. Guys, don't make any decisions based on my guesstimates because, as always, this video is for fun and entertainment. None of this is financial advice. Clearly, I'm not a financial advisor. So do your own research. You guys know that. You're big boys and girls. All right. So if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. Okay? Below. Outside of that, I don't really have anything. I don't really have any more energy to go over anything. But I think we kind of cover the same crap over and over. So I'll give you guys a break. I'll give you guys a pass, and we can cut this video short. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you have to say the key word. Problem is, I don't even have one at the very moment. So I got to think. We got to think, man. Think. I guess, the key word I've been doing, I think I did it last week, is I want you guys to give me the estimate. So for this week, or today, the keyword is, what is Misty going to pay? Again, my guesstimate was 440. So your keyword will either be, who the hell knows, or you give me your guesstimate. Or you can give me a yield. I don't really care. Do whatever you want. But my guesstimate was 440. Do you agree with my guesstimate? If you have another guesstimate, please leave that down below. I'm curious to see what you guys think, okay? I do read all the comments. Yes, I do. I do try to give a thumbs up on all of them. I reply to the questions that, again, that I can answer. And then it's a great old time. So I appreciate all the feedback you guys are doing. I see it. I see the activity. And again, I do greatly appreciate it. All right, so anyway, guys, that's the key word. So what is Misty paying? And that's it. That's the video. Freezing my ass off in the garage. Got to get my fat ass to the gym today because, you know, I'm not there enough. Let's just say that. So things got to change. And yeah, anyway, let me go. I just want to say again, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.